Well, howdy there, Internet people. Let's bow again. So, today we are going to talk about Richard Donoghue and Trump and a whole bunch of questions that came in because of some reporting that came out yesterday and whether or not it really means that the special counsel has just completely dropped the ball, because that's how some people are reading it. There might be other reasons for that. So, what's the reporting? Richard Donoghue is a former senior Department of Justice official, somebody who was in direct contact with Trump. And the reason people are concerned is because he said that he has met with the special counsel's office, but he hasn't testified before the grand jury. And a lot of people, particularly those who watched the January 6th hearings, they expect Smith to call him before the grand jury because he had that quote. He had that notepad with that quote that, according to Donoghue, Trump said, "Just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republican congressman." For the January 6th hearings, that was a big deal. That was huge testimony right there because it goes to state of mind. Just say the election was corrupt. Not actually demonstrate it, not actually investigate it, just say it. I feel like we've heard something like that from Trump before in the past. Just announce an investigation, right? It shows a corrupt intent. That's what that testimony could be used to show. So there's a whole lot of people who have very high expectations that before anything happens with the election interference grand jury that, Donoghue has to testify. Okay, there are two reasons that he might not have to testify. The first is that he already testified. The special counsel's office knows what he's going to say if he's called. And as far as the grand jury is concerned, for all I know, they have been given the testimony from the January 6th hearings. That's one possibility. There's another one that is way scarier for Trump. Smith doesn't need it. Smith has built a big case with a lot of detail, a lot of internal communications, and he doesn't need it to establish mindset because he already has it in writing somewhere else. This, that is a made-for-TV quote right there. That's something that gets turned into a soundbite. But text messages going back and forth, those are way more revealing, even if they aren't as headline-grabbing. Smith may not need this. Because, at the end of it, it's there. It could definitely be used to show that intent. But, there's probably something better out there. That may be the reason that he hasn't had to testify before the grand jury. And if I was Trump, that would make me super nervous. But at this point, there are a lot of people who I expected to have testified before the grand jury who haven't. And my guess is that Smith knows more than we do. Smith has access to information that we don't have. Perhaps information that came off people's cell phones, like the ones they took. I think that's probably a much more likely option than Smith dropped the ball because he didn't call somebody who was very important to the January 6th hearings before the grand jury. You have to remember, it's not just Smith. It's a whole bunch of other people working this. All of them overlooking this That seems unlikely. I think the more likely answer is that they have built a big case, and while this is nice, it's not as good as what they have. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.